Good morning, Jason Wydrow here with Online Strategy Podcast, May 1st, 8:02 a.m. Pacific Time. Today I want to talk to you about a subject that is a constantly lingering and sometimes aggravating, frustrating, confusing, and overall painful for business owners when it comes to having a full understanding of the data that they're receiving in relation to their marketing. And if you've listened to me before, you know that when I talk about marketing, generally speaking, I refer to online presence. Online presence meaning any aspect of your business online, wherever it may be, in an all-inclusive view. So that would cover social media, your Google presence, your website, other directories, other social media profiles and listings and cross-links and shared information on other businesses and advertisements and whatever it might be across the full spectrum of online, how you're overall represented when someone starts looking for you or learning about you or finding you. So, in a nutshell, that's primarily what I speak about, but this also applies to print and other forms of media that are used to promote and to generate or create business. So, back to the point, this podcast is a warning, and I title it with a warning because I have firsthand observed such misuse of information and misapplication of gathering or garnering data and providing that information and making decisions based on information. So it's very simple. The analogy could be like this. If I was on a boat and the boat said, we're going to island ABC. And in my binoculars, I can see island ABC. Far away in the distance, let's just say it's far away, but I can still see it with a telescope or binoculars. And at the same time, looking at the immediate data and the direction that we're going, for some reason, we're not going in that direction. We're not making it closer. In other words, I look through the binoculars every day and island ABC is getting smaller and smaller. Or it's going in some other direction or changing course in some way. My point is, as a business owner, it is absolutely your responsibility to understand, one, where you're going, where you want to be, and are you actually going in that direction? You see, so I'm going to talk now on the point of data and understanding the data that can tell you or tell you not. But the truth is, I'm not, from this perspective and where I sit right now on this podcast, I cannot evaluate and determine exactly where you're at or where you want to be or where you're going. But what I do want to tell you is if your current advertising, marketing, promotion, public relations, whatever it is that you're doing to try to generate those new customers so you can service and help more people, if that is not working for you or you're not getting closer, again, back to the analogy, if you're not getting closer to that island, if you're seeing it seeming further and further and further away. Now, keep in mind, and we'll go back to that analogy one more time, what if there was a storm? What if there was a hurricane coming or something else and you had to change direction or change path? Well, that's all part of the evaluation of data and reading the data that's in front of you that you can see visually, even though it might be far away. You should always be able to determine if you're taking closer steps. That's my message about this. So when you are analyzing your marketing information, Google information, numbers, analytic data, when you are looking at that and analyzing that, do the numbers appear to be getting closer to the goal, or are they retracting? And if they're retracting in relation to digital advertising, marketing, promotion, you determine and evaluate, what marketing things are being done, and are those things contributing to the overall bigger picture, getting to that island. And the analysis of this data is, in my opinion, the biggest and most important thing, because again, on the other note, it actually is probably one of the more difficult things to evaluate, or one of the more difficult things to understand as a business owner, because not every business owner understands marketing analytics and data analytics and what those mean and represent in the terms of the online world. So there has to be also usually another relationship in there, another trust factor, and another dependency for information to help garner the correct data to make appropriate decisions going forward. So again, I'm going to be ending this podcast shortly. I didn't want to spend too much time on this, but the real point of this was to re-emphasize the dangers and warnings and warnings and warnings and signals that can come up in the process of advertising, promotion, and various online public relation actions that you undertake to carry out, and what the outcome of those are, how they're received, is there a consequence, is there a benefit, and how does that all tie together internally, from the inside, from the day-to-day business to the outside world, and that perspective. So there's a lot really to look at, but the important thing is that data is looked at, it's understood, and analyzed properly so that you can stay on course as a business owner and achieve that new public reach goal, whatever it is you're trying to do in relation to your customers, that new business. And again, this applies the full spectrum of selling a widget ABC that does XYZ, and a full service industry business that provides 50 years of service to any customer. So the full spectrum of service applies in the same data analysis and understanding that information and making decisions based on it. So that's my message for you today. And I'm going to end with this. If there's one thing you spend your time doing as a business owner, particularly in the area in relation to your marketing and advertising, put your attention to learning and understanding that data, at least the best you can with the time that you have, with that liaison, with that trusted person, with that dependent person who is feeding and providing that information so that you can reach your goals. Thank you very much for listening today. I wish you guys a great Sunday, and until next time, be well and prosper.